Hey, bienvenue mes amis, and welcome to another episode of Ce qui n'est pas français n'est pas amusant, or in other words, if it's not French, it's not fun. And today's topic, well, it's the Passé Composé. Now, I know what you're saying. Wait. We've been through the Passé Composé already. Well, this is the other side of the Passé Composé. The Passé Composé is kind of like Star Wars. There's the light side and then there's the dark side. And up until this point, I've told you about the light side with avoir and the passé composé and the past participle and how you never touch the past participle and all is wonderful. Well, now I'm going to introduce you to the dark side of the passé composé, and that is the passé composé with être. And you're saying, huh? Être, I thought avoir was the helping verb in the passé composé. Well, you're right. However, there are 16 verbs in the French language that do use être as a helping verb in the passé composé. And with être, there come a few more complications than we have with avoir. And also, all of the reflexive verbs in French have être as their helping verb in the passé composé. And we'll get to reflexive verbs in just a little bit. But let me show you what the passé composé with être is all about. Basically, it's like I said. You're using être as the helping verb instead of avoir. So now the formula is going to be your subject pronoun, your present tense form of the verb être, and your past participle. All right, so far no big deal, right? Sounds just like it was with avoir. Now you're just using être. Okay. Well, I think the best way I can get you updated with this is just to show you some sample sentences. Let's look at the black sentence here. Il est allé au parc, which passé composé, all right? We need the past tense of go. Well, our verb to go is aller, and here you see is our past participle for aller. It ends in er. We take off the er. We add e accent aigu. Okay, so far all is good. And we use the third person singular form of être because we're using il singular. All right, so far great. It's just like it was with avoir. Il est allé au parc. All right, very simple, right? Okay. Well, what's the big deal? Okay, well, let's go on to the blue sentence now. Elle est allée au parc. She went to the park. Okay, do you notice a difference now between these two sentences? And you're saying, why, yes, I do. Is that a typo? You've got an extra E on the end of that past participle. And no, it's not a typo. Because when you use être as the helping verb, the past participle has to agree in gender and number with the subject. Ah, there's the catch. All right, see, we didn't have to worry about that with avoir, but with être as a helping verb, we do. So we have to make sure when être is there, we have our past participle and our subject in agreement. That's why I had to add the extra E to make it feminine. Because elle is feminine singular, my past participle had to be feminine singular. And you're saying, why they do that? I don't know. We just have to accept it, embrace it, and go with it. Okay. Now, let's look at the red sentence. Here, this is our masculine plural sentence. Ils sont allés au parc. They went to the park. Now, I know that your eyes immediately went to that past participle to see what was up with that. And you notice it's got an S on the end. And that's because our subject is masculine plural. Il plural. So our past participle has to be masculine plural, which means we add an S. Now, you're not going to pronounce it, you're not going to hear it, but you have to add it when you write it. All right. Okay. Now let's look at the purple sentence. Elles sont allées au parc. They went to the park. And here the they is a group of women. All right. So our subject is feminine plural. So our past participle has to be feminine plural. So I add an E and an S. And it's all because our helping verb is être. So that's the deal with using être as your helping verb in the Passé Composé. When you use être as a helping verb, your subject and your past participle must agree in gender and number. If your subject is masculine, your past participle has to be masculine. If your subject is feminine, your past participle has to be feminine. If your subject is plural, your past participle has to be plural. And so I've worked that all out here in these 4 sentences so you could see for yourself. Now, fortunately, like I said, there are only 16 verbs in the French language that use être as their helping verb. All right? Would you like to know what they are? I'm sure you would. Okay, so let's take a look at them. I may have to shrink down this font size just a little bit to fit them all in. Let's see. Let's try. Let's try that. I think you can still see that. All right. They are aller, which means to go, and the past participle is aller. Okay? The next one is arriver, which means to arrive, can also mean to happen. So I'm going to put that there. And my past participle is, arriver. Okay? The next one, descendre, which means to go down. It's also the verb they use when they're talking about getting out of a vehicle. All right? It means, see, my spell check keeps wanting, I've got to tell it, no, don't do that. All right? Past participle, it means, to go down. And its past participle is descendu. All right? The next one is de venir, which means to become, and the past participle is devenu. All right, next, entrer means to enter, and the past participle is entrer. The next one is monter, which means to go up. Whoops. It's also the verb they use to talk about getting into a vehicle. All right. And the past participle is monter. Then we go on to mourir, which means to die, and the past participle is irregular. It is mort, not Morty, mort. Okay. Aller, arriver, descendre, devenir, entrer, monter, mourir. The next one is naître, which means to be born, and the past participle, very simple, né. Okay. The next one is partir, and it means, of course, to leave, and the past participle is parti. All right. Next we have rentrer, which is to re-enter, And of course, the past participle is going to be rentrer. Next, we have rester. Be careful, it's a false cognate. It actually means to stay. And the past participle is rester. Okay? All right. Now I'm afraid I'm going to have to delete these. I hope you've got them. All right. Got to finish my list. All right. After rester is retourner, which means to return, which past participle is retourner. Come on. No, not that. That. Retourner. Okay, the next one. Oops. I'm sorry, my friends. I'm having trouble at the keyboard. It's rentrer, rester, retourner, revenir, which means to come back. And like all forms of venir, the past participle, revenu. Then we have sortir, which means to go out. Past participle is sorti. Oh, let me get a little space there. That's better. Then we have tomber, which means to fall. The past participle is tomber. And that leaves us with venir, which means to come. And of course, the past participle is venu. All right, those are the 16 verbs that take être as their helping verb in the Passé Composé. Also, don't forget all reflexive verbs, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Remember, the most important thing is when être is the helping verb, your subject and your past participle have to agree in gender and number. Well, thank you for joining me for this adventure in this episode of Ce qui n'est pas français n'est pas amusant. If it's not French, it's not fun. You know, I'll see you soon with another exciting grammar lesson. You know it. All right. But for now, au revoir, mes amis.